Legionnaire is the Jean-Claude Van Damme mega blockbuster hit movie where he showed the world that he can once again do the impossible.
Which is?
This time, making the French seem badass. It starts off at this lame-ass party that nobody wants to be at, when suddenly, holy shit, now it's fucking amazing, and the women spontaneously rush the stage in joy. And who can blame them? Now things are going great, and they're giving Van Damme a standing ovation because he's Van Damme, and they don't deserve him. So he meets with Jason Statham and Andy Garcia, but they never agree to be villains against Van Damme, so they get their derpy brothers instead, along with this terrible mix of Jon Snow and Shia LaBeouf that'll take whatever he can get.
The gates have been good. You're a big draw.
Yeah, the biggest. What's your fucking point?
You take a dive in the second round.
Yeah, sure. He's definitely gonna follow through with that. Now he's pissed at her for leaving him for Van Damme.
How could you embarrass me like that?
Which didn't happen, but they both agree it will. We're finally at the big fight, and word got out that Van Damme was paid to take a fall, but everyone bet on him anyways. Half a second into the first round, nobody's ever lasted that long. So now he's out on his routine post-fight triple marathon. And she's hoping to run away with him, but join the fucking club, lady. Van Damme's already 30 miles down the road, and that train will never catch him. Van Damme is so in the zone that he runs all the way to Morocco, and yes, across the Alboran Sea without stopping. What a crazy 25 minutes. While he's down there, he runs into the French Foreign Legion, and he's always heard how they're a bunch of fun-loving scamps.
They say God made man in his own image. He must have been drunk when he made you.
So he joins without a second thought.
Keep quiet!
But they're having a difficult time right now.
A Rift tribesman can gallop like the wind, decapitate a man's head, and without stopping, impale it on the tip of his sword.
Oh my God, get to the fucking point.
They have wiped out over 15,000 troops.
Thank you. Which is when he sees Van Damme and says, never mind, they're good. And now they're gonna completely wreck those guys.
With one body, with one heart, and with one soul.
Okay, bro, we get it. You got Van Damme. You don't have to be so dramatic. But you can, because you got Van Damme and can do whatever the fuck you want. Now they're having a blast, getting shaves and haircuts. Fire hose buddy baths. Delicious gourmet meals. A race fight or two.
White boy?
And some good old-fashioned barracks brawls. They're having the time of their lives.
Get out of your beds, you filthy bastards!
And oh man,
I'm going to offer you a treat.
please be rocks.
Rocks.
Fuck yeah! They even train by firing live ammo and explosives at each other. Because it's just practical, and to make sure there's no giant pussies who flinch whenever they shoot. No, it's target practice with people walking in the background, which makes collecting the used bullets much faster. They are so efficient. Then this guy blows everyone away with accuracy, the likes of which France has never seen. Coming from them, obviously. So Van Damme decides to throw the bullets instead. in part because he doesn't want to steal his glory, but also because it's faster and more accurate. Now they're done with basic training, so while the not Van Dammes are partying it up with hideous women, Statham decides he wants in on this. So now they get their first mission.
We are being sent to Fort Bonnell,
With an inspirational pep talk.
destroying 9 of our outposts. The Legionnaires defending these positions were all brutally slaughtered, and those who did not die immediately were tortured in a despicable manner.
Then, just when they feel like they couldn't get any more pumped,
I suggest you keep one last bullet in your pocket, not for your enemy, but for yourselves.
he tells them, in fact, there's no reason to wait on that one, and he's rooting for the other guys. Now they have to march hundreds of miles in step for some reason, which is super easy, barely an inconvenience. But unfortunately, most of these guys aren't Van Dammes and need things like sleep and water and are slaves to that whole thermodynamics thing.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, probably not, but Van Damme will be just fine.
I'm good.
So he immediately collapses in exhaustion, like Steven Seagal at the sight of any amount of stairs. But don't worry, bro. Van Damme's got you. So now everything's going great when, oh shit, they got too far ahead of everyone. With no Van Damme there to protect them, they're sitting ducks.
At the moment, we're nothing more than a flock of sitting ducks.
So the enemy makes their attack. Now things aren't going so great. And it's looking like another L for France. When, holy shit, Van Damme's back, but he only has 1 bullet, which is way more than he needs. At some point during this one-sided slaughter, someone finally yells the code word Van Damme, and they haul ass out of there. But son of a bitch, someone shot what's-his-face, and knowing the French, it was probably one of their own. But oh well, shit happens. They finally make it to the fort, and wow, this was definitely worth it. Now they're having the time of their lives, putting up fencing to keep out trespassers, sandbag tossing, and a little shirtless bro time. And now Statham shows up, which means he must have graduated boot camp early and just happened to be assigned to this very important sandcastle they're calling a fort. But whatever, we're just glad to have him. They get some bonding time when they're sent on a recon patrol where they do the very important mission of going to an area with poor visibility and just sort of look around. We've been so focused on those sneaky French that we're blindsided when Van Damme is betrayed by the dirty Brit.
Why? Money.
Thankfully, we can still trust those peaceful Germans. Anyways, they might be the enemy, but betraying Van Damme is some shit you just don't do, so the natives attack. So they chase them back to the fort, but son of a bitch, those no trespassing signs, I guess that's that. And now things are a little awkward. But then, oh shit, they didn't get the proper permits for the fence, so the signs are invalid. Now we get an epic battle over the fort. But I'm guessing it's more about pride. Then at some point, they realize destroying this place is redundant and just sorta leave. The next day, Van Damme offers Statham a cigarette, and even if you don't smoke, when Van Damme offers, yes you fucking do. Which is when Van Damme sees his old friend and remembers the time he was talking like Steven Seagal.
White boy.
So he does what he must. And now they're back to finish the job from yesterday when they just left because I guess it was end of shift and you know they're not paying overtime. But you're not gonna scare them because they may be French, but they got Van Damme. Oh shit, there's no Van Damme, so now they're just French. They're getting slaughtered. Where the hell is he? Turns out, somewhere much better, doing something far more important. Just because you're surrounded by enemies in a fort that's really just glorified rubble with no chance for survival in a pointless war between two countries you don't care about doesn't mean you can't find time to have a little fun. It's never explained how he made the 6,600-mile journey in mere seconds, why it's a bar in Thailand when back then the country was known as Siam, or what this has to do with anything that's happened in the previous 90 minutes. To the people asking those questions, shut the fuck up. Just sit back, relax, and let the dancing wash over you like the transcendent and spiritual experience that it is. After 243 hours that can only be described as fuck yeah, he heads back. They have done horribly without him. But luckily, Statham's still alive.
I was never paid to take a dive.
That was fucking weird. Now Van Damme's had just about enough of this shit, so he throws down his gun and is gonna bust out the spin kicks when they make him a deal. They'll let him go, and he won't murder the fuck out of them.
Il a la main!